Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter that is nothing but the anatomy, the definition of the anatomy, introduction to the anatomy. That is the first period, first portion which is present for the DHI second year students, that is the health second year students, then DMLT second year students, that is the laboratory technology second year students. The introduction of anatomy, then branches of anatomy, medial and anatomical terminologies in the anatomy, then anatomical terminologies, then common terminologies, common anatomical terminology, then organization of the human body. So this is the portion which is present for the DHI2 and DMLT2 students. This is not for the BSc1 students. BSc1 students have the different systems. All the systems I have completed already, and the notes also I have given to the BSc1, DMLT and DHI2 students. So the systems I have completed, or which are the systems present. The vital activities are the systems which are the very important organization of the human body, and there are different types of systems. Circulatory, for example, circulatory, digestive, excretory, reproductive, and then respiration. All the systems I have completed already. Now coming to the anatomy, introduction to the anatomy. This is for DMLT and health students, second year students, health second year and the laboratory second year students. This system, this portion is not for the BSc students, BSc1 students and the GNM students also. So coming to the introduction of anatomy, definition of anatomy. It is the science that deals with structure and function of body and relationship of various parts to each other. So this is the science which deals with the structure and function of the body, structure and functions of the body and the relationship of various parts with each other, the relationship with each other. So this is the definition. The study involves observation or examination of living beings. Then second one is the dissection of the dead specimens, and the third one is microscopic examination, and the fourth is textbooks through which we can study the anatomy. Anatomy can be studied by observation or examination of living beings. First one, second is a dissection of the dead specimens, and the third one is microscopic examinations, and the fourth is from the textbooks. From all these four branches we can study the anatomy. The observations or the examinations can be done. Now, the Aristotle, the scientist in the year 384 to 322 BC, 384 to 322 BC, the scientist called Aristotle was the first man to use the term anatome, T-O-M-E, anatome. It is a Greek word. It means cutting up, cutting. Cutting is nothing but anatome, cutting up. And in Latin language, it is discare, discare, D-I-S-S-C-A-R-E in Latin, and in Greek it is cutting up. It is oldest medical science, first studied in Egypt. It is the oldest medical science which is studied in Egypt, that is in Greece, by Hippocrates in the year 460 to 377 BC. 460 to 377 BC. Who is regarded as a father of medicine? Hippocrates is regarded as the father of medicine, and he studied the anatomy in the year 460 to 377 in Greece, and this is the oldest medical science. So anatomy is divided into two parts: macroscopic anatomy, macroscopic anatomy, and the microscopic anatomy. Macroscopic means the study of structures, organs, muscles, bones visible to naked eye. The study of the structures like organs, muscles, bones which are visible to the eye. They can be observed by the eyes and can be studied. The organs, muscles and the bones. Bones can be observed by the naked eye. So this is the macroscopic anatomy. Macro, M-A-C-R-O, macro means big. Then micro means very small, cannot be seen with the naked eye. Microscopic anatomy, study of cells, tissues which are not visible with naked eye by microscopic in nature. They are microscopic in nature. So the study of cells, tissues which cannot be seen with the naked eye is through microscope. That is an instrument. So this is called microscopic anatomy. Next, the branches of anatomy are about 8 I have given, but there are still more branches are there, but 8 are very important. They are nothing but cytology. Cytology is the study of cells. Second one, histology. It is the study of tissues. Then osteology is the study of bones. Osteology. Then myology is the study of muscles. Arthrology, study of joints. Splanchnology, the study of organs. Neurology, the study of nervous system. Cardiology, the study of vascular system, that is the circulatory system, heart and the different parts of the circulatory system that are the veins and the arteries, is called cardiology. So there are 8 branches I have given: cytology, histology, osteology, mycology, arthrology, splanchnology, neurology and the cardiology. Coming to the medial and anatomical terminologies, there are different names present in anatomy. So common names are there, but anatomical terms are also there. So you must study the anatomical terms and you must use the anatomical terms in the anatomy and physiology class or in the anatomy and physiology examination. So you have to use the anatomical terminologies only. Anatomical planes, medial and anatomical terminologies, and the first one is the anatomical planes. There are imaginary planes that pass through the body in the anatomical position. Median plane, it is an imaginary vertical plane passing longitudinally throughout the body from front to back. The median plane is the imaginary line starting from here like this. The complete body is split into 2 parts. Imaginary line, that is the median plane. It is the imaginary vertical plane passing longitudinally through the body from front to back like this. You can see here. So like this. Then second one is the sagittal plane. Sagittal, Sagittal, sagittal plane. They are parallel to median plane. Sagittal suture unites the parietal bones of the skull, hence it is named after the sagittal suture of the skull. So sagittal are the parallel to median plane. They are parallel to median plane, sagittal plane. And in the skull region, you can see the carotidal suture, sagittal suture are present. So these sutures are nothing but sagittal plane sutures. Coming to the coronal plane, these lines pass through the body at right angle to median plane, dividing it into anterior front and posterior back portions. These are named after the coronal suture of the skull. Then coming to the horizontal plane, it is also called transverse plane, which passes through the body at a right angle to both median and coronal planes. It divides the body into superior upper and the inferior lower part. So this is the transverse horizontal plane. This is the median plane and median plane. This is the sagittal plane here. Then the coronal plane from here coming downwards, then horizontal like this, horizontal plane. It is also called a transverse plane, which passes through the body right angle to the both median and the coronal planes. It divides the body into superior upper and the inferior lower part. Coming to the anatomical terms, it is a method of naming anatomical structures called nomenclature. The terminology is nothing but the nomenclature. It is the method of naming the anatomical structures. The naming of anatomical structures is called nomenclature, which introduces students to a large part of medical terminology. So which introduces the students to the large part of medical terminologies. Anatomical terminology relates to the standard anatomical position. Standard anatomical position, SAP. Human body. The standard anatomical position in human body are upright, erect, standing on two legs, facing front, the arms at the sides, arms rotated to show the palms forward. So this is the standard anatomical position. So this is the standard anatomical position. You can see here. This is the standard anatomical position. So here the upright is there, erect position, standing on the two legs, facing front. The arms are at the sides, arms rotated to show the palm forwarded. So this is about the anatomical terminologies can be given by the nomenclature to the standard anatomical position. So if there is a standard anatomical position, you can give the anatomical terminologies or the nomenclatures. Coming to the common anatomical terminology, the first one is the superior cranial. It is called as cranial, nearer to head. And in the body of the human being, one sentence can be formed using the superior or the cranial. Eyes are superior to head. Eyes are superior part to the head region. So superior is nothing but it is nearer to the head. Coming to the inferior, that is the caudal, nearer to feet, tail. It is nearer to feet. Stomach is inferior to heart. Inferior means downwards, inferior to heart. Anterior, that is the ventral, nearer to front. Lips are anterior to buccal cavity. Lips are, these are the lips which are anterior part, here anterior to the buccal cavity. Posterior, that is the dorsal, nearer to back. Tongue is posterior to the lips. Tongue is posterior to lip. Then medial, nearer to the median plane. Heart is medial to lungs. Heart is medial. Then lateral, away from median plane. Kidney is lateral to vertebral column. Kidney is lateral to the vertebral column. Then coming to the proximal, nearer to trunk, towards main mass of the body. That is the proximal. Knee is proximal to ankle. Knee is proximal to ankle. Then coming to the distal, away from trunk, away from main mass of the body. That is the distal. Wrist is distal to elbow. Elbow, the wrist portion is distal to the elbow. Coming to the superficial, nearer to surface. Skin is superficial. Superficial ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋದು. Then deep, away from superficial. Heart is deep to the surface. Heart is deep to the skin. Then coming to the external, that is the outer side, external, towards the surface. Cell membrane is external. Cell membrane is external to the cell body. Then internal, inner, away from the surface. Nucleus is internal. Nucleus is present inside the cell. Then central, that is nearer towards center. Brain is a part of central nervous system. Brain is a part of the central nervous system. Or nucleus is present centrally in the cytoplasm. Peripheral, away from center. Skin has peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is present in the skin. Then punatal, external wall of body cavity. Parietal, that is the external wall of the body cavity. Parietal, peritoneum lines the abdominal wall. Then visceral, covering of an organ. Pericardium is visceral to the heart. The heart is covered by a pericardium layer which is called as visceral layer. So these are the about 16 terminologies I have given. The first one is superior, second inferior, third anterior, fourth posterior, fifth medial, sixth lateral, seventh proximal, eighth distal, ninth superficial, 10th deep, 11 external or outer, 12 internal or inner, 13 central, 14 peripheral, 15 parietal, 16 visceral. So 16 terminologies, anatomical terminologies I have given. Now coming to the organization of the human body. The human body is organized into different parts, and when the standard anatomical position is there in the human body, if the man stands erect with the standard anatomical position, then you can see all the parts of the body: the hair, head, neck, shoulder, arms, chest, fingers, thigh, knees, then heels, foot, ankle, stomach, wrist, mouth, nose, eye and ear. So all these parts you can see in the body of a human a human body. Human body consists of all these parts: hair, head, neck, shoulder, eye, nose, mouth, wrist, then arms, chest, fingers, all these things. So head is superior, then there are different parts present in the organization of the human body. So this is about the different parts. Now coming to the next, that is the anatomical positions. Coming to the anatomical positions, that is the first one is the supine. Anatomical positions: supine, it is the lying straight, the dorsal side of the body faces downwards and ventral side facing up. An anatomical position to discuss this anatomical position. On the back, it is the lying on the back such that the front portion of the body and the face are upwards. In other words, the dorsal side of the body faces downwards and ventral side faces up. An anatomical position to dissect straight. So this is nothing but the supine, S-U-P-I-N-E, supine. It means lying horizontally with face and toes facing up. It helps the body for normal blood circulation. Next point, generally referred for surgical procedures, as it exposes the peritoneal region, thoracic and pericardial areas of the body. Coming to the next point, it helps the surgeons to have an eye access to head, neck and patient's body. Next point, the supine position helps to decrease the rate of sudden death syndrome, as it helps to easy breathing. Next point, in many animals, the supine position is only seen when it is sick or dead. When the animals are dead, the supine position can be seen. Many surgeries are conducted in this position, which allows access to the majority of internal organs. So this is the supine position, anatomical position. It is one of the anatomical position. The first one, that is a supine, S-U-P-I-N-E, lying horizontally. Coming to the next one, that is prone, P-R-O-N-E, prone. It is the body position in which the person lies flat with the chest down and back up. This is just opposite to the anatomical term, that is the supine. Opposite to the supine means it is the body position in which the person lies flat with the chest downwards and back upwards. In anatomical term, the dorsal side up and the ventral side down, whereas in supine, the dorsal side is above, the dorsal side is downwards, and the ventral side is upwards in the supine, whereas in prone, the dorsal side is upwards and the ventral side is downwards. It is just opposite to the supine position. This position is used in the treatment of acute respiratory distress syndrome, ARDS syndrome, to improve oxygenation, Now coming to the third one, lithotomy. Lithotomy, Lithotomy, lithotomy. It is the body position in which the persons lie on back with the hips and the knees flexed and the thighs apart. This position is commonly used for vaginal examination and childbirth. It is common position for surgical procedures and medical examinations of pelvis, lower abdomen, reproductive organs, urology and gastrointestinal systems can be observed easily. So this is lithotomy. Lithotomy is the position commonly used for vaginal examination and the childbirth. During the childbirth, this position is given to the mother, that is the lithotomy. So there are three main structures, main positions called supine, prone and lithotomy. So here we will stop. Tomorrow we will take up the next portion. Thank you very much.